but this mix-up is so scary right now.
Guess the game right now.
Could Europe defend home turf against the invaders as Pro Tour stops? Passed through Birmingham for VSFighting 11 this past week. And not even natural disasters could slow down Kusanagi from qualifying for the Capcom Cup as the Capcom Pro Tour passed through Central America West. First up, let's find out how Europe's best did at VSFighting, one of the biggest events in Europe. It happened this past weekend in Birmingham. Let's take a look. VSFighting, of course, is the destination for all of the fighting game community when it comes to the UK, and they held events for Grand Blue Versus, which saw Dude Akoff take the win. In Melty Blood, Hemi64 managed to reset in Grand Finals, but Moss switched to MASH and managed to get the win there to take the Melty Blood title. And in Uni, Nev completed an incredibly impressive run, going the whole way through winner's side and taking the win there.
That's it. Speed thrust, yes.
King of Fighters 15 saw Tenrai face Inferno Kong in Grand Finals, and a rapid 3-0 saw Tenrai reset the Grand Finals. But in the Grand Final reset, Inferno Kong's Antonov was able to get the job done against Cronin.
Oh, what? Did you see that? Oh my God! See that? Oh my days! Hey! What an exchange! What an exchange! Oh my God!
And he took a 3-1 win to claim the King of Fighters 15 title. For Dragon Ball FighterZ, it was on the Pro Tour as a power tier event. Things started off well for Obi Assassin in winners finals as this happy birthday took the first game, and it was a clean sweep 3-0 to put Obi in the driver's seat in Grand Final. In loser's side, pre-tournament favourite Yasha faced off against Wade, and it was light work 2-0 as 17, the MVP, closed out the win.
There you go.
More Android 17 action as Yasha cleaned out Kane in losers finals with a 3-0 victory to get that spot in Grand Finals to face Obi, and it looked like it was going to be plain sailing as Obi Assassin cruised to the first game. But that is where that momentum ended, and 3 games back-to-back saw Yasha reset the bracket in Grand Finals, and we were going to a Shin Grand Final set. Yasha was looking unstoppable as he pulled ahead with a 2-0 lead in the Grand Final reset. Obi did his best to hold on, but in the end it was 17 again, proving to be the MVP, getting the work done, and a 3-0 sweep in the reset Grand Finals saw Yasha take that spot at the Dragon Ball FighterZ World Tour Finals and become the VSFighting 11 champion. Thanks so much for tuning into the Roundup every week. You know how it runs already. We take a look at some of the biggest and best events that have been happening around the world in the last 7 days of the FGC. And if your event isn't featured on here, well, I can only apologize, but please make sure you hit us up in advance and let us know what events are coming up. Send us links, send us brackets, send us landing pages, send us stream links. We want to cover your events here on the Roundup, and we can only do that with your help, so make sure you let us know. We want to cover all of the important titles in the FGC this season, so hit us up and let us know. Thank you so much. You can get hold of us on Twitter, that's at @reversal_GG. And as it is Capcom Pro Tour season already, you're going to be able to catch both World Warrior events for UK and Ireland and France right here on the Reversal Twitch channel. So just look us up, it's Reversal GG on Twitch, and you can find us live for those events as and when they happen. Thank you so much for your engagement already. Let's keep on rolling through these events at VSFighting. The first finals in the main arena was Guilty Gear, and as part of the ARC World Tour, it attracted some big names. Notably in winner's side were both Jonathan Tenay and Umisho from the USA. But the UK players were defending home turf, first with Sechi taking the Zato Mirror 3-2, and then Tiger Pop's Happy Chaos getting the job done 3-1 against Umisho. The European home defense continued in losers bracket as Jetstream eliminated Razzo, and on the other side the JoJo eliminated Rycroft. That momentum continued for the JoJo as they eliminated Umisho to take out another American name, but Jetstream couldn't follow up their win over Razzo, and Jonathan Tanay closed out an impressive victory. In winners finals, it was an all UK affair, and Welsh Zato Sechi managed to beat out Tiger Pop 3-1 for that spot in grand finals. Back in the losers side, Jonathan Tanay eliminated the JoJo, continuing their run. Jonathan would go on to face Tiger Pop in losers finals, and after Jonathan pulled 2-0 ahead, Tiger Pop was able to bring it back and level it up 2-2, going into a fifth and final game. But in the end, Tanay proved too strong and Tiger Pop was eliminated, which meant we were going to get the run back of that Zato mirror in grand finals between Jonathan Tanay and Sechi in winner's side. The first set was over in the blink of an eye as Jonathan Tanay reset 3-0, and the reset bracket grand final was only slightly less expedient as Jonathan Tanay closed out a very impressive 3-1 win, getting revenge on that loss in winner's bracket, and of course, taking the title of VSFighting 11 Guilty Gear champion. Despite no tour status, over 500 entrants signed up for Street Fighter 6 with some of the biggest names in EU Street Fighter, and it was a tough start for names like Mr. Crimson and Problem X, who were sent to losers bracket early on. Top 8 still contained a number of familiar faces, including Soundboy, who before the tournament said that he wasn't feeling confident enough to even take part and might be missing it. Well, what a performance he had. Unfortunately, he ran into Hurricane in winners semis, and it was like hitting a brick wall. Hurricane's Cammy has found his flow, and it was a quick 3-0. On the other side of winners, Kane, who looked so impressive at Brussels Challenge with his Ken, went head to head with Rickerman's Barnett's Jury. And whilst Kane started off strong, Rickerman's brought it back to a last game situation and was able to close it out. Perfect calculation on the burnout timer meant that Rickerman's Barnett was able to drive impact this string and close out a 3-2 win. In the losers bracket, Ending Walker was bidding farewell to Ryu in competition, but he put on one of the best sets of the weekend with Soundboy. Just take a look at this round.
Oh my goodness. Ending Walker trying to close out. That's it right there. He's going to take it with the chip.
Winners finals time, and Hurricane was going up against Rickerman's Barnett. In the first game, this drop from Rickerman's Barnett left the door open for Hurricane to bring it back, and it went all the way to a game 5, and this fortunate execution mistake worked out for Rickerman's Barnett as he took the place in grand finals. In loser semis, Juicy Joe had been repping for Sweden with his JP looking very impressive, and he made short work of Ending Walker, first dealing with the Ryu, and then after the character switch, Ken's pressure wasn't enough to close it out at level 3, took a 3-0 clean sweep. In losers final, Hurricane was looking unstoppable, a perfect first round set the pace. And after successfully baiting out the throw and dropping the combo, it ended up being a happy accident as Hurricane closed it out with a level 3 to take a 3-1 win, and he would get that run back in grand finals. Hurricane pulled out all the stops to try and stay in it at 2-1 down, and this interesting interaction left Rickerman's Barnett at set point. And in the end, it was a dominating win for the Swede, who took his first major win in Street Fighter 6, overcoming over 500 of EU's top players to take that VSFighting 11 Street Fighter 6 title.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time.
The main event of the weekend, though, was the Tekken 7 Master Cup status event, and players from round the world were eager to pick up points on the Tekken World Tour. 2 UK players would be defending against 2 international interlopers on the winner's side. And first up would be Asim against John Ding. The Julia came out and made light work of Asim 2-0 to John Ding. In the other winners semi-final, it would be Super Akuma of France up against Gossain, and it went to a last game, last round situation. In familiar scenes, the low into the Tatsu hit, and that was enough for Super Akuma to advance into winners finals. Once again on European soil, Dragons Raef eliminated Kokoma 2-1 with a fantastic performance. And on the other side of losers, Tetsu made light work of Jod, eliminating him 2-1 also. Raef would continue his impressive run, dominating Gossain against the wall and sending him out 2-0. And the other Brit Asim would be eliminated in another dominating win from Tetsu, who no-round browned him in the second game to take it 2-0. In winners finals, Zhongding looked composed against Super Akuma. And a 1-0 down, Super Akuma was fighting for his life in this final round, but was able to snatch the win and bring it back to 1-1. That momentum wouldn't last long though, as Zhongding took the lead 2-1, hyping the crowd up to get behind him. The fourth game went to the last round again, and in the final few moments, it was Zhongding that came out on top and took the winners finals 3-1 to book another spot in grand finals, looking for another master event win. Meanwhile, on losers' side, Raef was continuing his very impressive run as he eliminated Tetsu in a dominant third game. And that momentum continued in losers' finals as Raef went 2-0 up against Super Akuma. But Super Akuma showed that with his back to the wall, that is when he is the most deadly. Although there were no walls, as he leveled it up 2-2 on the Infinite Azure. Proving that Air EX Tatsu is broken in every single game, Super Akuma used it to close out the fifth game and get that run back in grand finals against Zhongding. The first game was incredibly tense as the crowd were firmly behind Eddie Gordo, and Zhongding was able to hit the rage drive to close out game number 1. It went to a final round again, and once again Zhongding was able to close out the win, leaving Super Akuma searching for the answers. The answer was this Fireball FADC combo, and Super Akuma managed to bring it back to 2-1. But once again, on Infinite Azure, Zhongding was able to get it done, and this closed it out in the final few seconds. Zhongding popping off as your VSFighting 11 champion, much to the pleasure of the attending audience. That win catapults Zhongding back up the rankings for the TWT, and he has definitely booked his place now in the finals after that victory. Also of note this week was the Capcom Pro Tour, rolling on into Central America West, but rolling into California was both an earthquake and a hurricane, which put paid to the live broadcast. However, the tournament was still resolved online, and you'll be able to catch the tape delay broadcast of that on the Capcom FighterZ channel. It was Mexican Street Fighter legend Kusanagi, however, who was able to cruise through the bracket, taking him all the way to grand finals to face Grand Todokai's JP, and they managed to close out a 3-0 win, 6 straight rounds, complete dominance from Mexican Ken. As I said, you'll be able to catch the tape delay broadcast of this on the Capcom FighterZ channel right now. That is just about all the time and space we've got this week for the roundup. Thank you so much to the guys at Electronic Dojo, the team at VSFighting, for accommodating us, and of course Capcom Pro Tour as well. If you've got an event, as I said, please hit us up and let us know. Ping us on Twitter, that's at reversal_GG, and just let us know the events coming up. We have got some stuff in our calendar to watch. Thank you to all the TOs, organisers and community members who've been reaching out already to let us know to look out for forthcoming events. Don't forget, we have got the UOS and Bracket Reset, the World Warrior tournaments for France and the UK and Ireland, live here on our Twitch channel. That's twitch.tv/reversalgg, and that is kicking off this week. And Sunday is the first French event. We'll see you right here live on Twitch, and of course, we'll see you back here on YouTube for more content in the future. But that's it from us this time on the Roundup. See you all soon. Take care.